So as an Englishman living in Norway, I have a soft spot for looking to pick up some Norwegians when I play Football Manager. And I've shortlisted a few here between the ages of 16 and 19 who we are going to simulate 10 years into the future and just see how they are doing. Now I can guarantee you that some of them are valued at either 100 or over 100 million 10 years into the future. So let's do it on age-wise, shall we? So Norby is a central defender currently at RB Leipzig. At the age of 16, he has a lot of potential. The next one is Sverre Halseth Nipan, who again I think has a lot of potential. Central midfielder, again 16 years old, started at Nardo FK, is now playing at Rosenborg, and has already played 13 times. He's only 16. We've got a 17-year-old left-back who was a Wolfsburg, Burset, started at Molde, now playing at Wolfsburg. I'm interested to see how he can develop with that perfectionist personality. Antonio Nusa, who is a winger who just looks insane, aged 18, came through Starbak Academy, now playing at Club Brugge. Let's see how he develops. The next one is a goalkeeper playing over in Italy now. Came through at Skjold, then went to Stromsgodset. Is now playing over in Italy, aged 18. Again, I'm interested how he's going to develop. I've added this player in, Isaac Hansen Aron. Came through a Tromsø Academy. There was big news here in Norway when he moved to Man United Academy. I'm interested how he's going to develop. He's got a perfectionist personality, but he's never broke in, and he's never broke out for Man United. He's just been playing for the youth team. And a lot of the time, these players will move out on loan. But what shocks me is, he's been there for 4 years. He's only 18. Which means when he started hitting the headlines, he was only 14 or 15. That's mad. Feels like I've known him for years. And the next one is Alwande Roalsøy. Came through at Drøbak, now at Atlanta, and looks very talented. My only worry is he's 19. How much more will he develop before his attributes hit the peak? But we'll have a check. A Football Manager Wonderkid, Andreas Schellstrup. I had to put him in just to see how he's going to develop. It blows my mind that the Norwegian international team is not using this kid. Blows my mind, but yeah, the less said the better. And then finally, Christian Arnstad, who again, at the age of 19 is now playing Anderlecht, playing regularly as well after coming through a Starbak, who do look like they have a lot of youngsters come through. There's a lot of young talent here, and in real life, the Norwegian football team is not the best to watch. They stagnate. They have some good talent, Haaland, Ødegaard, but they like sticking to players they know. And in my opinion, a few of these youngsters thrown in can't do any harm. Let's go 10 years forward and let's see the values of these. The highest at the minute is between 10 and 30 million, and that's Schjelderup. And then you have 8 to 25 million for Nusa, and 6 to 19 million for Arison and Man United. So let's jump forward and see how these values change. Okay, so I've put it in value order, and yeah, it's impressive. It's definitely impressive. We have some players playing in the lower leagues of Italian football. We have a player still in Norway. In fact, he's actually gone back to Norway. We've got a couple of players in Norway. Actually, we've got a player in League One and a player in the Championship. So let's get through it. We're going to start at the lowest value, valued less than 100k, is Simo Lampinen Skog, and he's not developed how you would hope. He's only played 24 league games. 24 league games in his whole career. And the worst thing about all of this is he's only played one since this whole started. So as you can see, sometimes when you are picking out players to keep an eye on for the future, sometimes they don't turn into the players you would hope they do. It's part of football. Okay, the next one, Christian Arnstad, value between 750k and 2.3 million. He's now playing in Norway at Rosenborg, and after being at Anderlecht for just under 10 years, he went to Glimt. He's been a regular there. He's now gone to Rosenborg. He's played only 7 games so far this season, we're only in June. He's not a bad player. Like, in terms of a player who it looks like, being at Anderlecht, them being at Werder Glimt, they are decent European teams. So he could probably do a job for you for them teams. So next one is the left back, Burset. Let's see. He's not developed too much, technically, mentally and physically. He has. He's now playing for Augsburg in the second tier of German football. After we started, he went on loan a couple times to Brina, one of my local clubs, and Hamkam, before getting sold for 1.4 million to Nuremberg, and then he's gone on a free to Augsburg. So he's been a regular in the second tier of German football. But he's not a bad player, so I wouldn't say he's done awful, and he's had a decent career. A lot of Norwegians go to the German leagues. Borussia had a good time in the second tier of German football, for example. So next one is Werder Glimt, 29 years old now. Technique-wise has improved massively. Rolsøy. So let's check his history, shall we? So he was at Atlanta when we started. He ended up going on a free to Empoli before going to Sogndal for 130k. Then moving up to Werder Glimt. So he's gone from second tier to top tier on a free. And he's cemented himself as one of Werder Glimt's central midfielders. 29 years old now, in his prime. Not capped by Norway, by the way. But I don't think he's a bad player at all. And if I had him in my squad, I wouldn't be disappointed. So I think we need to look past the fact he moved for next to nothing and the fact that he's ended up being a top player for one of the top clubs in Norway. Fair play to him. So next one is Isaac Hansen Aronson, starting Man United. He has developed nicely. He's a proper attacking midfielder, I would say, when you look at him. Valued up to 8.8 million. And he's been at Watford for a couple of years, but it looks like he has been around the English games. Let's have a look. So he ended up leaving Man United in 25-26 for 10.75 million. So he did go for over 10 million. Had 4 years at Brentford before going to Wolves on loan. Then they sold him for 1 million, 1.9. Couple of years at Wolves in the Championship. Ended up going to Watford for 4 million. But as you can see, this season now in League 1, age 28, he's dominating. 46 appearances, 10 goals and 11 assists, and 10 man of the matches. So 1 in 4 games, he's the best player on the pitch. He's done well. He's had a career. So next one is Norby, who is at Middlesbrough. So it looks like he was at Man City as well. So let's go and check this out. He's developed quite well. He doesn't look a bad player, to be honest with you. He's only 26 as well. So he went from Leipzig, Man City signed for 2.2 million a couple of years in. Went on loan to Cyprus. Came back to Man City, played 6 games in the first season, but didn't play again after that. Went on a free to Middlesbrough, and he's now a rotation player, I would say, which is quite sad. He doesn't look the worst player, to be honest, but we're stepping up now. The next player is valued up to 94 million. Antonio Nusa. And age 28 now, 94 caps for Norway. And he looks absolutely quality. If we go to his career stats then, he ended up going for 26.5 million to Napoli. And he's never been a massive goal scorer or assist, to be honest, but he does have a decent average rating. And he just looks solid, honestly, he looks like such a solid player. So next one is the Norwegian Wonderkid, Schulderup, and yeah, he develops as well as you would expect. 113 million value. His last club was Real Madrid, so we're going to go and check that out. But he looks really, really good. 98 caps for Norway. Career stats. So he went to Benfica. They signed him just before this FM24 came out, 7.75. He ended up going off to Real Madrid after a good season back in Denmark in 23-24. He went to Real Madrid for 59 million and never cemented a spot, but had 2 seasons of good average ratings before going for 41 million to Championship Fulham. And he's had decent average range, very good average range in the Championship, average in the Premier League. But they are a Premier League club now and he is still playing there. So if you are playing at a Premier League club or a Championship or Bundesliga, second Bundesliga, you've had a good career. You think how many of us would dream of playing at that level? But the final player to look at is playing at Man City, 26 years old now, at a value of up to 244 million. Sverre Halseth Nipan. Could he be the Norwegian Wonderkid of Football Manager 2024? He looks insane. Absolutely insane. Let's see how much he went for in the end. He went to West Ham for 3.3 million. For 3.3 million. They had him from 2024-25 up to 29-30. Then he went for 107 million to Manchester City, and he is a regular in their team. Now, he has played 99 games for Norway, aged only 26. And West Ham got him from Rosenborg for 3.3 million. Now, I absolutely love checking out how players develop in Football Manager, doing these little simulations. I just find them a bit of fun just to see, okay, that's a player people should look out for, that's a player you should sign. I wish I started with clubs big enough who could sign these players. But hopefully you found it helpful, hopefully you've enjoyed it. I have been Paul, also known as the Northman. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.